old personal trainer. We've got 21-year-old Nathan, who's a sheep farmer. We've got Usman, a 24-year-old CEO, and Christian, a 25-year-old bodybuilder. Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on. Now, Dil, we're going to start with yourself.
Of course.
Because you're actually a bodybuilder, aren't you?
I am, yes.
So what is the main difference between competing for Mr. England and bodybuilding?
Well, bodybuilding, you would have to carb up for a show. Normally, it's more about how big you are, how tight you can get, how much you can dry out. But with this, it's more about how you look and what an overall package you bring.
So you're the whole package?
Essentially, yes.
Essentially. And am I right in saying this show had something to do with you actually applying for Mr. England?
Absolutely.
So what's the story there?
Yeah, well, I have your show to thank, so...
You're welcome.
So my mother was watching the show. She saw the segment about Mr. England 2024, to which she then ran to my room and convinced me to join. I did my own research into it, just to see what it was about. And upon doing my own research, I came to the realization that it was so much more than a pageant. It was about being a role model in society and upholding our country's great values. So that's what made me take the step.
So that's what made you do it. It was this
yes.
show. Nathan, when it came to you, it was your mum and your mates that pushed you to do it.
My mum and her mates.
Oh, her mates?
Yeah, they were just talking about it.
They were around the kitchen table go on.
Pretty much. And it's one of those things, like, obviously, I do wrestling, so, like, kind of makes sense in their heads that, oh, you should do gladiators, you should do this, you should do that. And then they said you should do Mr. England. And I was like, let's do it, this is the one.
And you're 21?
I am 21.
I mean, it's quite young, isn't it, to think I'm going to go on, like, quite a big stage and try and rep myself as Mr. England.
I'm quite used to, like, the performing, so straight after this, actually, I've got to drive to Skegness to wrestle.
I wonder.
Kick Out Wrestling Butlins.
Oh, nice.
Live.
Nice.
8 p.m. if you...
Live.
Well, good luck, good luck. Now, Usman, I'm going to come to you because this is not your first rodeo, is it? You are very familiar with these pageants because you are Mr. Pakistan.
Yes, I am.
So you could potentially be Mr. Pakistan and Mr. England.
Correct, yes.
Do you get 2 passports for that?
No, I think my British
I would
passport
enter.
will be the best. No, I think just the British passport the one I have now will do. But yes, I've done it before. I've been a model for a very long time. I've been in it for a while. So I had the opportunity to go, experience something like this in Pakistan. My parents are from there. So I went over, thought, let's have some experience, and I managed to win it. But, it was a great experience, but I'm born and raised in England. This is my country, and I want to do it for my country. So, this is where I want to be. I want to win this.
And what have been the differences between, obviously, Mr. Pakistan and now Mr. England?
I feel like just the stages of what you go through, that was also very hard to kind of win. But this is also extremely difficult, very good-looking guys that bring a lot with everything. So I feel like it's very similar, the stages you have to go through, a lot of rounds. So very, very similar. But again, it's a lot of competition, a lot of hard work.
Well, clearly it is.
Yeah.
And Christian, I mean, I'm looking at you. You look like probably what I'd look like if I worked out.
Oh, bless you.
Just going to put that out
Too kind.
I literally. You're a bodybuilder. That's what you do. So what made you do that move into pageant?
Well, it's rather transferable. Being a natural bodybuilder, it comes from a background where you have to be self-disciplined, you have to be able to push through failure. And those sort of qualities really work well being a Mr. England, because you can lead from the front and make some real good change.
Yeah.
And Christian, these beauty pageants, they do get a little bit of a bad rep. But can you see why they do, or...?
I can see why, but I think they have a poor understanding of what the pageants really bring. There's a much more personal, charitable aspect to things like Mr. England. They're far more involved than people would think.
It seems like the pageants have moved on. I mean, I know this sounds silly as a reference, but I remember watching Miss Congeniality. I know it's a film, it didn't really happen, but there was a lot of, like, supportiveness inside the sort of camp, if you like. So, like, between you guys, when it comes down to the rivalry, does it feel a little bit like that, Nath? Is there a little bit of, oh, he's got a bit of a better body than me, his arms are bigger than mine, his legs are this?
I feel like I've been taken back a bit already. I think it's a great group of guys we've got here. And even the other finalists aren't here today. Like, it's all, really stand-up blokes that really represent the country. And I think me and Christian, I feel a bromance brewing.
Oh,
Really enjoying his kind of thing.
You want to get involved now, don't you?
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
Well, there was 100. Right, it started off with only 20 applicants, didn't it? Applying. They had to actually send Miss England out to try and get more male applicants. Yeah.
She nailed it.
Yeah, she nailed it, and now you're all here.
Yeah.
Then there was 150 applicants, and there are 12 of you left.
12.
So you've done really, really well, guys. Dale, what would winning mean to you?
Oh, God. Well, winning Mr. England would be an absolute honour. But I believe far beyond the physical aspect, I believe right now, at a time like this, with what's going on in this country and what's going on around the world, it's important that somebody represents and upholds the country, showcases its core values, which is unity, diversity, and equal opportunity.
Well, this is the thing. It's not, you know, there'll be a lot of people at home that watch this and think, oh, it's just a beauty pageant, blokes with their tops off, giving it all this. Yeah. But it's not. I mean, the responsibilities as well as to be Mr. England, the winning is one thing, but then it's the baton that you carry for the following year. So what type of responsibilities would you have if you won Mr. England?
Correct. It's, again, like you said, it's holding yourself and how what comes with it, there's responsibilities as well. I mean, it's a great opportunity to have it. And then, of course, you can represent England in a great, great way. You can use it for the good stuff. You know, continue, like for myself, I've got a business, so I'm a CEO, alongside modelling as well. So with fashion modelling, being Mr. England, I think I can take my career to a next stage. It will definitely help me achieve more. So it's definitely a great opportunity, great platform for all of us to be on.
Do you know what I love about it? Is
Yeah.
I personally don't think men get celebrated enough.
Yes.
And you're out there, you know, promoting
boys.
men, celebrating men. So I think it's a fantastic thing for that. Do you think? that,
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm just fascinated by it all because I love that world of like pageantry and things like that. And I end up like watching videos on my phone. It's more so with females, but when it comes down to the men, it fascinates me even more because it's not that commonly heard of when it comes down to men entering a type of pageant. But Christian, for you, with being Mr. England, if you win the contest, what do you physically win apart from the title?
Well, it's almost a whole job in itself.
Right.
It's a range of different great opportunities to really help and give back. So a lot of charitable aspect. And there's so much more than people think than just being a good-looking man in a nice sash. It's far more than that.
Can't forget the sash.
Yeah.
Can't forget.
It's a scarf.
forget.
Don't we get a scarf?
Do you get Mr. England scarf as well?
Yeah,
Maybe it's
yeah.
I got to ask, just in case Rylan wants to enter next
I'm
year.
ready. I'm going to get down the old...
What are your top tips for being a pageant king, Nath?
I think you've got to think outside the box. I think, you know, there's a lot more to it than just being a stud now. You know, you can't just be a great-looking chap. I think you really need to...
Oh, I might have been a chance then.
well, I think, myself, I sort of launched my own calendar recently.
Ooh.
And I think it really helps. And I think that's the thing. And also the charitable aspect, because the Mr. England competition's coupled up with Balls to Cancer this year.
Brilliant.
So they've given us such a great opportunity as one of our tasks is to raise money for them. So I know Christian has done some fantastic things.
Thank you for that layup.
And I'm...
It's Christian's Big Balls to Cancer, and you can give now and fundraise. I'm sure we can find it somewhere.
We love a fundraiser.
I'm giving away all my winnings in my wrestling to Balls to Cancer. So we're trying to do some good.
Well, boys, we wish you all the best, genuinely. Good luck with it, and fingers crossed it'll be one of you four as well.
Yeah.
Well, I just, you guys have got a little present for Rylan, though, haven't you, before you go? I did hear through the grapevine.
Little what?
A present for
We
you.
do.
What type of present?
Yeah, well, you'll
Here
see
we
that.
go. So...
What's behind this
Here we
sofa?
go. We have to present.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
What have I won?
Here we are.
Oh, my goodness. Look, oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh. Oh,
The one and only.
thank you so much.
It's not a Mr. England, it's a Mr. Rylan.
Oh, thank you so
Here we are.
much. Oh, I want to thank my parents, my mum. I want to thank my brother. I want to thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. This means the world. And I just want to say, together, we are unstoppable.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come on. Thank you so much. This is the closest I'm going to get to Mr. England. I'm telling you that now. Boys, thank you so much. Give it up for Mr. England, finally.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Throughout this year's Olympics, we've seen many incredible athletes bring home medals for our Team GB. But our next guests didn't just win medals for our country, they did it all with very young children.
Yeah, major cuteness alert at home, OK? Because this is going to be so lovely. Matilda Hodgkins-Byrne won a bronze medal in the sculls, whilst her 2-year-old son Freddie cheered her on from the side of the boating lake. And Amber Rutter gave birth to her beautiful baby Tommy just 3 months ago, which is incredible. She brought home silver. Should have been a goal, Jose.
Well, there's a bit of controversy about that,
there should be VAR in shooting. The Olympic champions join us in the studio now. Good morning, both. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be here.
And you've both got your medals. You've looked at you. Hello, how are you? Oh,
Oh, no.
normally kids really like me.
He'll go from very shy to running around and polling everything in a minute.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, do you know what? Super mums spring to mind. One, how do you both look like you do? And two, how were you bringing home medals with such young children? Absolutely incredible stuff. I remember when I had mine this age, I couldn't even hardly leave the house. How did you do it all, Matilda?
And for me, I think it was all I knew to carry on rowing. I was able to train throughout my pregnancy and then pick it up again after. And in my first year, I had a mix of training at home and training at the training centre, and then Freddie went to a childminder and I joined back full time. So he's been part of the journey this Olympiad.
It's interesting, Amber, isn't it? Because a lot of the other countries had kind of already accepted that a lot of the female competitors would want their babies with them. They've had creches. This is the first time there's a creche in the Olympic Village, right, for GB athletes.
I just think, like, that's just such a talking point for the whole of the Olympics, to really, like, encourage mums that your life doesn't stop just because you have kids, and you can still go to the Olympic Games, and it's just making it so much more accessible. So even though I was, like, 3.5 hours away from this creche and didn't even know that Tommy was going to come along, my husband completely surprised me. I just think it's such an inspirational movement that the Olympics are really encouraging women to stay in sport and still compete.
It's actually incredible, you know, and you two have brought it home. Now, Matilda, I know you went to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and, you know, you had a little bit of a taste for it there. And then after you had Freddie, were things different for you then? Did you feel that you needed to go back to prove it to your little one? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to end it on my terms, and I didn't want it that just because I'd had a baby, that was the end of my career. And I'm really glad I did, like, coming off from the water and then seeing him in the grandstand, and he was actually lowered down to me. And then being part of it, like, it just completes the picture.
A lot of people, like Tom Daly said, he went back for his children, and it feels like you went back for Freddie as well.
Yeah, I think so. Like, for me, it's my job. So, and all my friends have gone back having had their children. So I'm just going back to do my job.
And thank God you did go back.
You've had Helen Glover there, because Helen Glover has, I mean, one of our greatest Olympians, and she's 3 kids, and she's managed it, you know. But, I mean, it would have been tougher for her 4 years ago as well, because we were seen as this amazing thing. We need to make this a normal thing, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. And I think UK sport bringing in a maternity policy was, like, very, very pivotal in this. Before, like, it wasn't something we considered that it would be possible to carry on being pregnant and stay funded. And I was part of a WhatsApp group, and there's about 15 of us on it, and we've all been able to benefit from it, which has been so important to us.
Amber, I was screaming at my television. I came in so annoyed after this, OK? Because in the final of the shooting, I saw that you hit the clay. OK? Now, ordinarily in sport, you'll go to VAR, like in football, and they could have reviewed the video and you would have been back in the medal scrap. But they wouldn't do it.
I know.
Oh, my word.
It was a really tough one to take, but that's sport for you, and it happens so often. And I know it wasn't just me that was affected in that final. Some of the other girls as well, that they were convinced that they hit shots, but there was just no VAR system to look back on, which is actually, like, quite surprising, really, because I know a lot of the other sports had it. And then it's something we have also had in place in our sport for the last, I think it's been for the last 4 years. So I'm not quite sure whether they forgot it this time, but it is one of those things. And, like, with all the disappointment I had over catching COVID the night before I went to Tokyo, I was like, I cannot let another thing take away from this moment. Like, I just really want to celebrate my performance, and it's something that has really been a team effort.
We saw Noah Lyles last night. He didn't get the gold medal in the 200 metres because he found out he had COVID the night before the race. And I mean, my word, I mean, you can plan for so much over 4 years, but then these things come along and just tear it all apart, can't they?
Oh, yeah. Like, when we got back from our training camp, suddenly COVID was a thing again. I think we were in Italy, we were kind of a bubble safe from it. And to be going to another Olympics and then this was a thing again, we were all masked up and happy to like stay away from people. And I think it was just something I hadn't considered, that the next Olympics would also have COVID coming back.
Can I ask you, but hello.
Oh, dear.
Coffee there.
Oh, dear.
How old is Tommy now, then?
So Tommy is about 3.5 months now. So...
How did you fit it all in, Amber? How did you fit in your training as well as a 3.5-month-old?
I'm not going to lie, it's been tiring, and I have to always thank my mum and dad and my husband James. Like, this has been like a real team effort to even like mentally just like think, because there's been some really tough moments where I felt like proper mum guilt over leaving him with my mum, like going back to training, and then still like having to put in a good performance. And it has just been the craziest few months, but it is a massive thanks to the team around me as well, and British Shooting, UK Sport. There's like so many aspects to it that have really made it possible to even make this comeback.
You've been ordered to get Daddy. Daddy, you can bring in the toy. Bring in the toy, Daddy. Bring in the toy. Daddy's coming in with the. Daddy's coming in now.
Look.
Wow.
That's your toy. That's the Olympic mascot.
Oh, look
Well
at
done,
his
Daddy.
little mascot.
Well done.
Amber, we know that mum guilt, it is real. Mum guilt is real, but you've brought it home. You've done this for yourself. I mean, you must be so proud.
It's one of those things that when you have kids, your whole perspective on life just changes, and it's that.
Daddy, will you listen to the child and sit down? Freddie, say sit down. Thank you.
It's one of those things that like your whole perspective on life just changes, and like just to turn around, and my husband completely surprised me in that final where I had no idea that he was going to be there, and to see Tommy in that moment, it just makes the whole Olympic experience and everything that I've done over these last few months just feel really, really worth it. So, yeah, it's all for him, really.
Matilda, can you give us an idea, particularly your event? I know the excruciating pain you go through whilst training and racing. I mean, rowing is really a physically brutal sport. What's it like as you cross that line and you know you've made a podium? What's that feeling?
Just relief. We were so relieved. We knew going into it we were considerably faster than everyone thought we were. But you knowing... Thank you. You knowing what you're capable of versus the rest of the world and then actually be able to deliver it. The Olympics results aren't always what you expect them to be. So going over the finish line and then knowing we've got a medal when we definitely weren't expected to, yeah, we were just so relieved, and that is so surreal.
There was a story in today's papers about the medals, and I think, was it a skateboarder saying his medal had gone a little bit funny because he wore it and he thought the sweat had affected it and there's a bit of deterioration. But actually,
mine has
it's happened on yours as well. Yeah. So this was all, when we saw you get this on the podium, it was all beautiful and shiny. Can I hold it? Will I hold that too? So can you see, it's kind of a little bit... And that's not from... You haven't dropped it or anything. You see it all... So what's happened there? Has that happened to yours as well?
Mine has happened, the exact same thing. And I was, like, blaming Tommy at one point. I was like, maybe from him chewing on it or something. It's damaged it. I was like, what on earth has happened? But mine has done the exact same thing where it's just got, like, marks all over it. And but whether it was just handing it around, but the fact that now it's came out, like, I think all the other athletes were sort of thinking it, but were like, I don't know whether to say something about it. But, yeah. Oh, it's fine.
There we go. Down the floor.
Been there.
This is everything I've got to come, I think. So, but yeah, mine's done the exact same thing. So I'm not sure where it's come from. But the cool thing about it is it does have a piece of the Eiffel Tower, which at first I was like, it's a bit scratched up, but to find out it was a piece of the Eiffel Tower is so cool.
Well, Freddie, I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning. And you, Tommy, what a beautiful baby you've got. And ladies, thank you for bringing it home. Congratulations.
Wow.
Daddy,
sit down.
Super mums there, super
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Now, earlier in the show, we were discussing the riots which have been going on around the country. But as we saw last night, there are so many people out there who have shown kindness that can still shine through.
Yeah, so after a local library and community hub in Liverpool was torched over the weekend, Alex McCormick decided to take matters into her own hands and has raised a massive £200,000 to repair it.
I am delighted to say Alex joins us now alongside Mark Waring, who works for Liverpool Community Libraries. Good morning, both. Thank you so much for joining us. I have to say, There was so much mindless, awful violence over the course of those few days, but attacking a library was one. I mean, none of it really makes sense, but I was like, what? Why a library? Alex, what were your thoughts that morning?
I just think it's just mindless violence, and it was so upsetting to see such a community space be damaged and destroyed, and feel a little bit helpless. I thought maybe we could fundraise a little bit of money, replace some of the books that had been burnt and damaged. I never expected it to get this far.
I mean, Mark, I'm just looking at the scenes behind you there. It actually took my breath away there, and I couldn't believe it. Like, can we just get a shot of some of the scenes in the library there? Because it is crazy that this is your local community hub. This is where people come and learn, and this has been set alight. Mark, I mean, can you believe this has happened?
No, absolutely devastated when I see the images, but overwhelmed by the support we've had from the community. I think it's just surprised everyone, just how the community's pulling together. The offers that we've had for help has just been amazing.
In the warped mindset of some of these rioters, they will feel justification in targeting certain places, but a library that is for everybody in the community, I mean, it makes no sense on top of nothing making any sense, Alex, really.
No, I just think you can't try to make sense of it. All we can do is come together as a community and try to rally, and I think this is just such an amazing display of that happening. The support we've received has been incredible. It's been on another level, and it's lovely to see. It's a nice bit of positivity after quite a dark week, I would say.
Yeah, it was tragic. I mean, the library was actually refurbished 18 months ago, but Alex, well done, because you've managed to raise £200,000, and it was Nigella. Nigella, was she the first one to donate then?
Yeah, so she was the first high-profile person to make a donation. To be honest, we set the goal at £500, and my mum didn't even think that we'd hit that. And it just seemed to spiral once Nigella had donated. We've had some other amazing donations. So Matt Haig donated, Frank Cottrell-Boyce donated. And I think it really just goes to show that libraries hold a special place in everyone's heart, and the reach it has been incredible.
Oh, well done you.
Mark, we're using these few days to drown out the noise of negativity with all the positive things that are happening around the country. So what do you want to say to all those people who have come out and helped you, whether it be financially or emotionally or physically helping you clean up? What do you want to say to them this morning?
Just couldn't thank everyone enough. The help's just been amazing. I mean, the very next day I arrived on site to have a look at the damage, and there was families in the streets brushing up glass, and just everyone's just pulling together. It's just amazing. We really can't. We're just overwhelmed by it.
Oh, that's wonderful. There's a lot of good out there.
You've raised a lot of money now, so can you tell us what you're going to use that money towards? I know a lot of books will need to be replaced, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we've got discussions with Alex. Alex is going to be involved with it all the way through. We'll be replacing some books and some of the equipment that we've lost. But we're also going to be looking at spending a lot of the money on more events for the community in the area, and what we can put on for them, and just get a bit of continuity going forward with the activities and story times, authors coming in doing workshop sessions for us. So there'll be a lot of things going on, and we'll continue to do that going forward.
And we're celebrating the feel-good on this morning today. Alex, we're celebrating serious feel-good this weekend. Little birdie tells me you're getting married. A couple of days, is this right?
Yes. Yes, I am on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
You've got all this to sort out before your wedding on Sunday. Sorry this has happened at this time for you.
No, do you know what? Luckily, the wedding was nice and organised anyway. So, and this has been a really nice, positive week in the run-up to the wedding, seeing how communities come together. So I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, thank you, Alex. Well done, yeah. And isn't it lovely, you know, at times like this, you really shows the strength of communities. They really come together. And when we come together, we can make great things happen. So there you go. Thank you, guys.
And good luck with the wedding. Have a great day.
Thank you. Now, also joining us today is care worker Brendan Wabchi and his manager, Claire Collinson. Brendan, thank you for joining us on this morning.
Morning,
now,
both.
I'm sorry to hear what's happened to you guys as well. You know, you were at work, you worked for Claire's Care, and your car actually got torched in the riots. Can you explain to me the scenes that you saw when you left work that day, caring for people?
Okay, on that fateful day, the Sunday, I left for work, which is a 12-hour shift. So I was at work, and I was supposed to go out that day with my car, but knowing that there will be protests on that day, so I decided to leave it at home because I don't know how the protest is going to be and how it will affect my movement at the end of my shift. So I left the car at home. On coming back home, it was a different scene altogether because the car I left turned to be a scrap when I came back, and it wasn't funny. I became traumatic at that moment. A lot of things began to go through my mind. What I was feeling at that moment, I couldn't explain it because it wasn't the dream I had coming to UK. At that point in time, it was as if my dream of coming to UK was turned into a nightmare at that point in time. So words couldn't express what I have, what I was feeling at that moment when I saw the situation.
Well, thank goodness you've come to the UK because you're caring for people who really need it. And we really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. How do you feel now about the country after the things you've seen in the early part of this week? How do you feel when you're out and about?
Yeah, it has been a wonderful experience because that night when it happened, I had to call my manager, who is there with me now. I called her that night because I have a shift tomorrow morning I'm supposed to attend. I called her that night. I told her what has befallen me, and I won't be able to come to shift the following day. I need to sort myself out. I need to know what's happening in my life. And she told me at that point in time that, Brendan, I'm devastated at what happened to you, and I promise you we're going to get you a new car. You deserve it, and you have been helping us in every way possible, helping the elderly, helping those who are challenged in one way or the other. So we have to find a way to say thank you for what you do for us. So, and then the following day, the GoFund app funding started, and it has been wonderful. A lot of calls have been coming from people I don't even know, and a lot of messages also has been coming around. It gave me a new perspective about people, that there are people out there who really care, and they are really good people out there, actually.
You've restored that in us, Brendan. You've restored that, and your manager Claire has restored that in people as well. You've created a GoFundMe page, haven't you, Claire? So you've been raising money. Have you got Brendan a new car yet?
Not yet. We're still looking for his car, his dream car. So, but Brendan also wants to move away from the area. Unfortunately, he doesn't feel safe there anymore. So we're trying to support him with doing that first before we get him a new car.
Claire, would you mind just telling everybody the importance of people like Brendan who come from overseas to work in the UK, particularly in the care industry? Hugely, hugely important because it's an area you're understaffed anyway, and you know, their service needs to be really respected and appreciated, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we had a lot of sickness that day. The taxis weren't running through, so the staff couldn't get to work. So they all decided to join up and walk together. Even though they didn't feel safe, they knew that everyone needed to be looked after, and the elderly people needed them. So they all just grouped together and they all walked, which I just thought was amazing.
Oh, well, Claire, Brendan, thank you so much for joining us today, as well as Alex and Mark. You know, you are a prime example of what can happen when communities do get together and help each other. And, you know, you've restored the faith in humanity that I think everybody needs right now. So thank you for joining us on this morning. Thank you for sharing your story. And
good luck with the new car, Brendan. Hope you get something nice.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, my word. You know something? My lovely mum at home has 2 people visiting her every day, different times of the day, make sure she's OK. They come from all corners of the world over in Ireland. If it wasn't for them coming to Irish shores, there just wouldn't be people there to care for it. You cannot believe how important it is that people are allowed to travel into countries and take up these roles. It's keeping my mum alive. I just appreciate it so much. So well done, Brendan. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Now, the scenes of violence across the country over the last few days have been incredibly difficult to watch. But those pictures just tell one side of the story, and they haven't really shown you the incredible response of locals out there, young and old, from all different parts of the community, because they've come together, brushes, shovels in hand, and they're cleaning up and repairing damage caused in their communities. Incredible work, Josie, being done.
And joining us now are two men who have been doing their bit in their neighbourhoods and helping out in any which way they can. They are Adam Dugan, a Southport resident, and Mike Ainscough. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
We've had some horrific scenes over the last couple of weeks. Horrific. But what I think we're good at in this country is we pull together in times of tragedy, and it's because of people like you two. So I'm going to start with you first, Adam. Now, Adam, can you explain to me some of the scenes that you were seeing in your local community and why you had to get involved?
It was just horrible to see. These people don't deserve this. Everyone should feel safe in their own home. And we were driving through the area to get to the job we had booked in on Monday and just seeing the devastation and just had to help.
Adam, describe the community to us. Describe the people.
There's a lot of lovely people in Middlesbrough. Not everyone is what you see on these videos on social media. And people in Middlesbrough do anything for you.
Oh, and you're a joiner, aren't you, Adam? So you were driving past these horrific scenes and realising that they did need a little bit of help. Because people have been through so much, were they a little bit hesitant to take your help at first?
They were, yeah. There was a few people that didn't want to answer the door to us. There was a few people that also didn't want the help while we were here. But when we got started, and they've seen that we were here to help and we weren't charging, there was more and more people coming.
Adam, we're looking at the street you're on now, and it's a gorgeous, typical terrace street, lovely old houses, and it looks all peaceful now, but the boards, and there are lots of them. So talk us what you had to do there, what you found there, and what state the residents were in when this was happening to their homes.
Oh, the residents were quite upset by it all. There was one particular family that was celebrating a birthday party the day before, on the day of the riots, and someone threw a brick through the window while the child was celebrating a birthday. They were terrified.
My word. So you saw all this happening, you said, I'm going to do something about it, and very practical measures. You and some helpers boarded up all the windows for them. How many did you have to do?
Me and Dan did about 12 in total, about 20 windows it ended up being. But there wasn't just us here. There was multiple tradesmen. There was different companies. It was a good turnout, to be honest.
So you've seen lots of people in your community get together and, help board windows, help your community there, help people. I know it's such tragedy what everybody's been through, but has it installed something in yourself, Adam?
Yeah, the amount of people that turned out to the cenotaph just off their own back to help clean up, it did restore your faith in humanity. But there is a lot of nice people here.
Good man, Adam. You're a fine example of what this country's really about.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to watch it and take on board and keep leading the charge. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Take care. When something horrific happens, people need a place to go to mourn, to grieve, to pay their respects. And that place has been an area in Southport after the awful death of these gorgeous young children. But it's looking so peaceful and respectful, and mainly down to one man and a lot of helpers. Mike Ainscough's down in Southport at the moment. And Mike, thank you for joining us this morning. You've been tending to all the flowers there and the messages and the little teddy bears that have been left. So first of all, on behalf of everyone right across the world, thank you. Amazing work.
Well, thank you.
Describe what it's been like there over the past couple of weeks, if you don't mind.
The word would probably be besieged. by the number of people surrounding the outside of the house to look at all the flowers which people have very kindly donated.
And Mike, you saw all these flowers being laid and you had to do something about them, didn't you? So what have you been doing with all the flowers that have been laid out quite near to your house, actually?
I couldn't bear the thought of flowers standing against the wall, not in water. So I brought out a bucket. I subsequently brought out about 5 or 6 buckets. Then neighbours brought things to stand flowers in. Then somebody put out a request and we were inundated with buckets from all over the major supermarkets, people buying buckets, children turning up with buckets, a whole range of different colours, shapes and sizes. It's been fantastic that they did.
And it looks...
And then all the cuddly toys as well.
It looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Well done, you.
And Mike, the cuddly toys you mentioned there, you've made sure they're well protected as well, because obviously there's awful loss of young people's life here, so they're very, very significant as symbols of that. You've been taking care of them as well with your helpers. Every night you're giving them a nice, dry, warm, safe place to be, those cuddly toys. Talk to us about that.
Yes. Yes, every night all the cuddly toys live in the dining room. They came out this morning and it started to rain, so we started to get them in, and one person who's helped before came in to help, and the man just walking past offered his help, and we got them all in successfully. So they're all safe and dry in the dining room again.
Oh, Mike.
Good on you.
You know, I mean, you are a keen volunteer, aren't you, Mike? Communities would be so lost without people like you. And have other members of your community surprised you, Mike, of how they've all come together at a time like this?
A lot of people are pulling together. Here, the best symbol was probably to do with the riot which followed. And it was like an army walking down this road, carrying shovels and brushes for another 200 yards to go and help out and tidy up after the riot which took place, basically. And we've had super help from the police. They operate a barrier here.
Mike, you've provided this amazing and very important focal point for the community as they try to heal from this awful tragedy. So what have you seen? How are the community dealing with things at the moment?
A variety, you see. Young children, we did in fact open up the garden so children could walk round and see all the cuddly toys. That's helping some of the children. And from adults' point of view, a lot of ladies will cry. Men will clamp their mouth closed. They will not talk because they know they will be affected emotionally by it, which they are. And as one grandfather termed it, how do I explain this to my grandchildren?
Mike, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing there. And Adam, thank you for everything that you're doing there. You know, at times like this, when people like you pull together, it does, like, as you said, Adam, restore your faith in humanity. And again, thank you to all the other members of the community that have been there, out with their shovels, out with their tools, helping to put all the pieces together.
It's very moving, isn't it?
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
They were 4 of the biggest TV stars of the 90s. Huge, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala and Poe.
But what
Amazing.
What was it really like being on the Teletubbies? Now, almost 30 years since the iconic children's show hit our screens, we're joined now by 3 of the stars from the original series.
Yeah, John Simmet, who played Dipsy. How are you, Dipsy? Jess Smith, who was the iconic Sun Baby, with her own Sun Baby, Poppy. Hi, both. How are you? And Nikki Smedley. Lala is joining us live from Edinburgh because you're up at the Fringe at the moment. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, good to be here.
Hi, I just don't know why I thought you'd be in your costumes.
No, I couldn't afford it from the dry cleaners just now.
Oh, there we go, Nikki, good stuff. Hey, Nikki, you're up at the Fringe at the moment because you've kind of Teletubby themed show going on up there, have you?
That's right. I have my show Confessions of a Teletubby. We're here until Saturday the 10th at 10:30 in the morning. It's marvellous Space UK. Well, it's been going really well. People have a great time.
Let the confessions begin. How did it all start?
Well, for me, it started in the unbelievable way of seeing an ad in a paper, doing the audition, getting the job. So, yeah, that was unlikely but true.
Did you know what you were getting into? Did they give you any clue that you were going to be this kind of famous, kind of bubbly creature?
Well, yeah, because we were in sort of from the beginning, which was really lovely because we had a chance to sort of help develop our characters and so forth. And actually, it was when Anne Wood came into one of the auditions to tell us exactly what it was she was trying to do with the programme. And she was brilliant, and she spoke with such eloquence and passion and integrity that I did have a slight suspicion it was going to be huge.
I mean, Nikki, it was huge, but I remember like a lot of parents were quite appalled at first because they were a little bit unsure whether their children would pick up the Teletubbies dialect, weren't they?
They were. I mean, I think parents were unsure because unlike a lot of shows, we didn't have a grown-up on the screen explaining to the adults what was going on. You know, the kids got it like that. They understood. And also, I think children, they're not stupid. They understand when we're playing an game, they understand that that is there and it's television. And when you have to say, you know, yes, hello, nicely to, you know, aged granny or whatever, you know, they know.
Nikki, is it true that Lala was, you know, people used to write in with love letters for you?
Yeah. Lovely Lala. Yes, they did. We all had really lovely bits of, I mean, some children they'd send us like their favourite little toys and things. It's a gesture of love. It was incredibly heartwarming.
Oh, lovely.
Dipsy, did you Dipsy get many love letters, John?
No love letters, but lots of letters today from people aged anything from 25 to 32.
Wow.
From around the world, and they're always saying, oh, thank you. This is on Instagram, by the way. Thank you for making my childhood wonderful.
Amazing.
And you get that all the time, I mean, nearly daily. And it's all over the world because it's in so many countries. However, there's still no appropriate response to that because one, it's humbling, but how do you respond to somebody saying, who you've never met, saying, you made my childhood wonderful?
Well, you can only respond as Dipsy because they want to stay with the Dipsy.
This is true, and that furry toddler can't really write.
No.
John, do you tell people that you were a Teletubby? Because obviously they wouldn't know unless you told
I don't open with that, but it tends
Right.
to precede you. The fact you have some very famous work clothes. Put that away. You know, it precedes me all over the place in many countries.
And how did you get the job?
I went to an audition, being a comedian, not an actor. I turned up and they liked the way I move, and they asked if I could sing, and I can't. Well, I lied that I could because I could tell that the producer was actually interested. And subsequently, myself, Nikki, Poi, and Late Simon, we've sung on 2 #1 singles and sold over 1 million records. So it's bizarre, but pleasantly bizarre. Put it that way.
Can you remind me of Dipsy's voice?
Oh, you got me now.
I can't.
Big hug.
I'm right back there.
Which is a bit of a contrast to my natural.
I got to hear Lala. Nikki, can you give us some Lala? Do you guys want to have a little Teletubbies chat, maybe?
We met in Edinburgh last year because I went to support Nikki's show there. It's brilliant, by the way.
Well, you know, do you want to have a little Teletubbies chat?
We love you, Dipsy.
Big hug.
Big hug.
Oh, my goodness. And we've got to come to you, Jess, because I've got to say, you can actually tell that you were the Teletubby baby because you've got such a baby face. You haven't sort of lost, like, your baby face looks. Look at you here.
Oh.
And how beautiful and how cute were you? That has been shown all over the world. How many episodes your face has been on. And you are here today with the happiest baby in the world, Poppy.
Hi, Poppy.
Hello. How are you?
So, I mean, it's so unusual for you because Jess would have known nothing about it. You're a baby.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
And do you tell people that you were like the Teletubby baby?
I don't know, but everybody I'm with knows. So everyone else tells everybody. So my partner Ricky tells everybody, and so does his family, so does my family. Everybody tells everybody. So it doesn't matter where I go, everybody knows.
And how did you get the job then?
I was being weighed at the hospital. Apparently I was a crybaby at the time. But the only way my mum could settle me was to take me to the hospital for the midwives, and that was like the furthest point of the village, so that's where she took me. And the producer had been in the same day and asked to forward any baby names. So that's what happened, and I believe it was a mini audition, and then, yeah, I got the part.
Your eyes haven't changed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The eyes, yeah.
Those bright
wonderful.
blue eyes.
Oh, wonderful.
And what would you say if anybody wanted Poppy to be the baby of the new Teletubbies, because she's so happy?
She is. We'd absolutely go for it. Absolutely. It would be so nice to see her on like my role from when I was little.
just to take over my legacy, as it were.
She's been smiling since she came in. And the beauty about being the baby is you don't have to wear a costume. Nikki and John, I want to talk costumes. First of all, Nikki, talk us through what it was like wearing that costume. Because these were long days, weren't they?
They were very long days. We were there for kind of 11 or 12 hours a day. And, you know, through the heat of the summer. And I always say to people, if you want to kind of replicate it, you could wrap about 15 blankets around yourself, tie a bag of coal to your head, blindfold, go into a sauna and jump up and down for about 11 hours, looking fantastically happy about the whole thing. And that's my job.
I got to ask, what was in Dipsy's handbag?
Dipsy didn't wear a handbag. Dipsy was too manly for that. Tinky Winky's handbag.
Tinky Winky. It was Tinky Winky's handbag.
Reflecting the times, it was Nokia 2nd series, very, very basic and brick.
Really? Mobile phone? That's hilarious.
And Jess, what are you doing with yourself now then?
Maternity leave.
Oh,
so
God,
full-time mum.
Enjoy it.
Absolutely love it.
Enjoy every single second of it as well.
John,
Wouldn't change it.
What an amazing legacy all of you have left on so many people. I love the fact there are 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds contacting you.
And at this point, we have to big up Poi, who played Poe, late Simon Shelton, Dave Thompson, all the others who contributed, and particularly the producers, because Anne Wood has already mentioned, and Andy Davenport. They were visionary. They weren't making anything that was already out there. They came up to do something original. As you see, as Jess says, it's touched people all over the world, so you don't have to mention it, people know, you know, so...
I heard recently that where they filmed it was that the real setting is actually it's changed. They put a pond in there, so it's not there anymore where the Superdome, because a lot of it was real. You were actually running up and down hillsides in those outfits.
Correct, and I think so many people visited and make a pilgrimage, a non-religious pilgrimage down there. The owners of the farm wanted to reclaim it as a farm and stop people coming around taking pictures, so it's returned to its natural state.
Where was this set then?
It's just outside Stratford and Avon, in an area called Wimpstone. Wow. Which you think if you're a teenager coming from there, that would have been a bit tough.
Far away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Can you leave us with just one more Teletubbies chat between you, Dipsy and Lala? Just a little more, because it's so lovely. Give us I don't care what you talk about.
It should be an end, shouldn't it? It should be where we say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, Dipsy. I don't want to see you, Dipsy. Have a good time with it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, thank you, guys. Nikki, good luck at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Kill it again, sis.
Thank you.
I love how close you are, John. Thank you for coming in. I really enjoyed that chat.
So
Jess and Poppy, good luck with everything.
Jess.
Enjoy your maternity.
Thank you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Now, it might seem like a bargain, but as our next guest found out, getting cosmetic dentistry in Turkey can be very, very expensive and a painful mistake.
After cancer treatment left her feeling insecure about her teeth, Sarah Watson flew out there in the hope of achieving the perfect smile with veneers.
Yes, but instead she returned home with rotten gums, excruciating sensitivity and a huge bill to get everything fixed. She's joining us now alongside dentist Dr. Trishala. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you. Because I have met so many people that have gone to Turkey, some of them absolutely brilliant job, and the other half of them, they've had nothing but an absolute nightmare. Now, I've got to say, your teeth look absolutely beautiful now, but you've been through the run-of-the-mill with it, haven't you, to get them? So what happened with your teeth at the beginning? You were going through chemo, weren't you?
I had chemo tablets and radiotherapy, so that was left me a bit debilitated and a bit down, and your teeth sort of crumble a little bit. Your gums are not strong enough because you take that tablet for 5 years, and I had 18 sessions of radio, which is quite a lot. So I was a bit disheartened about my teeth. My hair was thinning, and so I just wanted... That's OK, I'm fine now, but I just wanted to have a nice smile.
Yeah.
So, most importantly, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really good now. I'm in remission, so that's really good. So,
well done. You look great. You look really healthy and great. OK, so you got a problem with the teeth. You want a solution. What were your options at that stage?
Well, I never even thought about it until my cousin had gone to Turkey. And I thought, well, her teeth look amazing. I rang her. Yeah, brilliant, Sarah, she said. So that was the start of that, and I decided to jump on board.
Were there UK options?
There was. I had gone to one dentist in London. It was £26,000, which was way out of my price range.
Oh, my word. OK, versus...
Yeah, 3,500.
OK.
Right, OK. So did you read all the reviews at Turkey? Oh,
No.
right, you didn't read the reviews.
No.
But, you know, your cousin had been to the
Yeah,
same
I just
practice.
took her recommendation and, you know, I went on board and I really wish I'd done my homework, obviously. I would never recommend anybody doing what I did.
But I can see, in your defence, I can see 27,000 here versus 3,500 over there.
There was no brainer. I just thought, I'm just going to need to do it. Husband wasn't happy, but I thought I needed to do it.
What did he say when you told him you were going to Turkey?
No, but then I've been through so much, so he gave in the end. He's so cute.
What were his concerns and did they come to fruition?
His concerns were what happened, basically, what happened to me in the end.
Okay.
And he was right.
So, Sarah, you've got to Turkey.
Yeah.
You know, what happened then? Did you go straight into the dentist when
I
you
went
got there? Or?
I slept with my money under my pillow.
Did you?
I was so frightened. Because it was cash, they only take cash.
Do they?
That should have been a red flag. Anyway...
Can I ask just a real basic question? When you go in there, does it look like a normal dentist surgery? Are there red flags?
No, it was like a reception room, then a room with glass, and then the dentist is there.
Does it look professional? Does it look...
Sort of, yeah. I didn't really think about it, but I went to pay the money, and he said he just counted it next to me, and then said, go in.
And do they put you up in a hotel?
They do. It wasn't really a hotel. It was like a bed and breakfast, but it was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. It was just, there was no consultation, I sent them pictures and then I was there in the chair and they were taking out teeth. They removed 6 of my teeth.
He'd not spoken.
No.
You've gone in there, he's not spoken to you, he's not said a word, he's there taking out 6 of your teeth.
They start at the bottom, then they did the top the next day.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, and then they fitted, and that was ridiculous. It was all done in 2 days, the first lot, and then afterwards it finished, yeah.
And there the nightmare began.
There we go,
Talk us through the next steps of that.
So I got home, and first thing my husband said is, they're all on one bridge. I said, which is one thing. I said, well, what happens if anything happens to your teeth underneath? And I had this gap here, right here, because they removed 2 of my teeth. And I kept thinking, there's food going under there. It was big enough to put my nail underneath. No. And it didn't. And then I kept thinking of, this is 4 years on. So then it sort of became loose. The whole bridge became loose. I was eating. And then I made a TikTok and it became loose about my teeth becoming loose. And that's where it went. I had to go and see a dentist here.
Oh, my word. So at that stage, you knew this has gone wrong.
They're coming off.
They
were coming off, and I would have been left with the points shaven.
And the cost of the fix and the length of time for the fix, how long has it taken?
For now, it's we're up to about nearly 15,000 now. Oh, and 18 months. I'm still going now. I had 2 implants fitted 2 weeks ago. So I'm still waiting for the gums to heal on that, and then I'll have my implants fitted, screwed in, and then the rest of the work finished.
So you thought you were getting screwed in implants?
I know, I thought I was going to get individual teeth over the top of my teeth. I don't know what they call them, but it never happened.
Oh, so you thought you were going to get the individual teeth over the top of your teeth. So they shaved your teeth down, and they just give you one straight gum
bridge,
shield.
and they didn't even fit it properly. So the gap here, where they took the teeth out, they shaved the teeth this side and this side, but didn't fit it down to fit this over here. So there was always that gap in there.
So did you have any gaps then, or...?
Yeah, underneath here, yeah.
No, but did you have any gaps in between your
nothing.
teeth?
No, it's all on one bridge.
It's like a one-piece...
You can't floss.
One big...
You can't do anything, yeah.
Dr. Trishala, just from the moment that she walked into the surgery, the fact they started working straight away, how shocking is this to you?
I mean, I would not dare to do any treatment on a patient without speaking to them first, obtaining their consent, let alone just taking somebody's teeth out. I think this is a really, really good learning lesson for those who are considering going abroad for dentistry. And we must say, we have some of the best dentists in the world in Turkey. This is not all Turkish dentists, but obviously it's a bit of a phenomenon right now. But always ask questions. And if they can't speak the language, there's a language barrier. Ensure there's a translator. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask what the other options are. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? We'd get asked this in the UK, so please do not hesitate to ask those questions because taking somebody's teeth out without their consent is just... It's diabolical.
The only thing is, Dr. Trishala, you know, once somebody's gone to Turkey, not a lot of people want to help then, do they? Because they feel that that's their work, and if you're to take on their work, that's then your responsibility to try and fix something that... It's like trying to fix, I suppose, a house that somebody else has built incorrectly.
Absolutely. It's more complicated than doing the initial treatment in the first place. And the MDDUS, which is a indemnity organisation, say there is no requirement to undertake remedial work on the NHS contract except for assessment and appropriate pain relief. So if somebody is in pain, please do see an NHS dentist. It's our job and our duty to ensure you are out of pain. However, this does not mean we can then undertake the whole treatment again. But yes, a lot of dentists will be extremely hesitant to touch these patients because it's very complicated. I mean, you know yourself that the risks of this are extremely complex and require specialist treatment a lot of the time. And a dentist can say, right, I don't feel comfortable treating you. This is out of my scope, so I may have to refer you somewhere else.
The reason Sarah bravely came in today, and thank you for doing this, because you want to help other people out there.
I don't want anyone to go through what I did,
And really thank you for that on behalf of anyone who's thinking about going to Turkey. We've established, you've said, that there are some good dentists out there. There's some bad ones. So just to everyone watching today who are considering this, what advice can you give them? Really practical advice to make sure they get the right person.
So recommendations obviously count for a lot. I know you had a recommendation, so obviously that alone is not enough. But maybe even look into the qualifications the dentist has. Just make sure they're dentists, they've had the right skills, they've had the right training to undertake the treatment that you require and the treatment that you want. Again, the translation is crucial. A dentist should be telling you the pros, the cons, the risks, the other choices, the other treatment choices, so veneers, composite bonding. They should tell you all of this. So communication is key. And to obtain consent and informed consent, you have to be speaking the same language. So please ask for a translator. Don't just go into the chair and all of a sudden, you know, have treatment. Please stop them. And of course, just somebody looking at pictures of your teeth and then saying, right, I mean, I know this firsthand. I mean, we did a documentary a few years ago. We sent pictures of my teeth. I haven't had cosmetic work done, so I know it could have a little improvement. But my teeth, we sent pictures of. 70% of the 120 clinics in Turkey said I needed crowns and veneers.
No way.
You can't say that from just looking at one picture over Instagram DMs. So that should be a big red flag in itself. That is not enough if you're just sending pictures. You have to be seeing them in person for an assessment, x-rays, and in-person physical examination. So please pick up on those red flags and don't ignore them just because the price is a bit cheaper, because it may save on the financial costs, but long-term you'll suffer with your biological costs.
Definitely,
Yeah, and as you said, there's good and bad, but and read the reviews.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nearly there, Sarah.
I nearly am.
How many more treatments left?
I've got a little bit more to go and then I'm finished,
Well, they look gorgeous
Thank
now.
You so
much. I
much.
know you've been on a long road of it, but
it's nearly at the end
Sarah.
of it now. Thank you so much.
You look, they look really good. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Dr. Trishala.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. My next guests have been celebrated in a hit show called Fleabag, which we all know about, have a superstar fan in Celine Dion, and are unsuspectingly achieving cult status, Joes.
Yeah, often mistaken for nothing more than a beginner's pet. We're joined now by 12 guinea pigs, starring in the new Netflix documentary, The Keeper of Pigs, alongside their owner, Jamie Eglinton Parks, who says that these furry little loves helped him through one of the most difficult times of his life. And Dr. Scott is also here with us with some unmissable advice. Jamie, Dr. Scott, welcome to This Morning. Jamie, they're so cute. Can I just ask who we have here? Because you can see that they've got real little characters already.
They have. So this one's Aberdeen.
Aberdeen?
Everest.
Is he Scottish?
So the belted, the lady that created the breed is Scottish.
Okay.
So the belted all have Scottish names. It's generally just my show pigs that get names. But they've all got their own characters.
And what is it you love about them so much? Is it...
Well, I love watching them. I've actually loved watching them whilst you've been over there. I've sat there watching them, and it's just watching them interact and going off and getting their food and then running back to the house. And
they're really funny, aren't they?
It's really hypnotic, actually.
This one's got a real little character, Craig.
Can people at home hear the sounds they're making? I wonder.
If I lean over, little noises, aren't
can you
they?
hear the sounds? I mean, there's this little. It's such a cute little. It's like a squeal, isn't it, Jamie? Yeah. That's a content sound they're making, is it?
So that means they're happy. When you go into my garage and if you rustle a bag, they sing like birds. They're like, I've been on the phone to people before and they're like, have you got birds? Yeah. I'm like, no, I've got guinea pigs.
How many have you got?
I've got 80. Or about 80.
When
80? There's babies and the numbers go up and down, they fluctuate.
All in your garage?
Well, I built a garage specifically for them. So it's 16.5 foot squared, and it is insulated, lined in plastic. It's got heating, hot and cold running water. When I bought my house, I wanted somewhere that actually I enjoyed going down to.
There's a whole subculture out there about guinea pigs. We saw it in the documentary. There are guinea pig shows.
Yep.
All the breeders get in touch with each other, but also there's a lot of guinea pig rescuers who are playing a very important role out there because they are overbred and not very responsibly as well by some people. Obviously, you guys are the responsible side of things here. Talk to us about that world.
So the rescues, there are so many in the rescues. As you saw in the documentary, Shaz, she's constantly got influxes of 50 and 80 and so many coming in, and sometimes they can be in such bad condition and they just don't have the funding. You'll see on the documentary, there's times where Shaz feels like she just needs to close down because she's just running so low on funds, and they're there to help, and people need to support them.
And, I mean, support you do. I mean, you are a judge at, like, guinea pig shows across the country, aren't you? But they're not actually called guinea pigs. What's their real name, you know?
So they're called cavies.
Cavies?
Which is a technical name for them. Guinea pig is a nickname, and it will have come from the fact that they were probably a guinea when they came over, so it was...
Oh, guinea to buy them?
Yes.
OK, all right.
So it was a nickname, the guinea pig.
Oh. Yes, because they're actually from South America, really,
Yeah.
rather than, New Guinea, for example.
Yeah.
Dr. Scott, just because they're small doesn't mean they don't need a lot of care, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I would say they're one of the most neglected pets that we have in the UK. Probably rabbits are number one, and then guinea pigs number two. It's just because kids have a short attention span, and although they are a wonderful starter pet in that they are pretty low maintenance, they're pretty, healthy, they're sort of simple creatures to look after and care for. When children have short attention spans, they run out of interest and affection, and if the parents aren't stepping up, then they do sort of get left at the bottom of the garden. You can, of course, have them in enclosures that are quite small because they are a small animal, but I think that belies what they actually need. You can get nutrition really wrong. People will feed them a lot of pellets rather than the hay food that you can see here. And actually, they're an animal where their teeth constantly grow throughout their life. So if they're not eating almost like 20 hours a day, their teeth will overgrow, and it's almost like jail bars, and then they can starve to death. So it is an animal that needs to be so carefully looked after, and I think and they live a lot longer than people think as well.
Oh, how long do they live then?
So they can live sort of 5 to 6 years. A lot of people go, oh, maybe they're like 1 to 2, like, say, a hamster, but actually they live a lot longer. And I think when you think about kids, Joe, Reg, like, when the kids are a certain age, they want a guinea pig.
Yeah.
5 years later, they might have got bored real quick. So you need to be the one looking after the guinea pig long after the child's given up their interest.
And just quickly, sorry, Craig, is it best to buy one on their own or a pair?
Always more than one. They like a community. They like chatting to each other. They are very sweet with one another. But the saying, bred like rabbits, they also breed like guinea pigs.
Yeah.
So you do need to make sure that you have them in same-sex couplings, or you can neuter them. So it's best to maybe neuter the male, and then you have them with females. Because I believe this guy's a boar, isn't he?
Yep, so
yes.
11 sows and 1 bull, but he's been neutered. He keeps them in check.
You can see how confident he is, actually, because the others are actually... This little albino one here is hiding behind the hay. Just very quickly, Jamie, before we let them go back home. I mean, they have helped you in your life. You've had a tough time, and they've brought calm to your life.
So they helped me through my divorce. They... I think for anyone, it's a time of upheaval and change, even if it's mutual. But having something to be able to concentrate on and put all your energy into. I spent a whole year, and I got 2 very good friends, and we went to shows all over the country, nearly every weekend. And it just gave me something to really focus on.
Jamie, thank you for bringing them in.
Yeah.
They're so lovely, and good luck in all your shows and your documentary. And thank you, Dr. Scott. It's really good advice. Thank you.
And thank you, gang.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, particularly you, big gang.
Right.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Yeah, like, that's not the 80s throwback thing, OK? That's not... We're celebrating football. We're celebrating England football. We're celebrating some brilliant footballers this morning. Because you may remember back in March, we met the amazing England men's amputee team. They were looking to raise £30,000 so they get to the Euros. Well, they raised nearly 40,000, Chelsea.
Yeah, they made it to France, coming fourth in the competition. And now another team of sporting heroes want to live out their dreams, the Lioness amputee team.
Well, we need to help them out. We need you to help them out. I'm delighted to say Rebecca, Shelby and Sarah are here to tell us all about it. How are you?
Hello.
So good.
Great.
So excited to see everyone. And
so we got to get you ladies to the World Cup in Colombia.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You're going to bring it home.
Coming home all day.
That's what I like to hear, Rebecca. Yeah. How much do you need to raise?
£30,000, I believe.
I think it's more of a, you know, it's a continual support in the sense of, you know, this is just the start. This is just the foundation. Us starting this is the foundation. We've got, you know, 3-4-year-olds that are coming up, and if they've got that opportunity to be supported throughout their childhood and into their adulthood and bring home more trophies, then there's nothing else we can ask for. So,
Shelbs, we'll start with all your stories, but Shelbs, can we have your story? Because you were actually a professional footballer before you had your leg amputated, weren't you?
Yeah, so I was due to go to America on a scholarship and kind of do my studies and stuff over there. I was then diagnosed with a really rare form of bone cancer in my pelvis, so I had to kind of put it on the back burner, but I was fine. I'd been misdiagnosed for so long, so I was happy that something was able to be done. And then I got through that. Unfortunately, it came back again when I was 21 and had to have the left side of my pelvis removed, leaving my left leg paralysed. But then had a lot of complications because I don't like doing things easy. So then ended up getting a blood clot and lost my leg. But now my leg looks like a shark. He's called Bruce, and everyone loves Bruce. So.
Is that what you call it?
Everyone loves the shark from Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah. Shelbs, I love you. I love your outlook. I love your outlook.
Sarah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you all have different stories, different backstories, but when you're in a team, that's what unites you, one goal. So it's an incredible, kind of powerful team you have. You've all been through a lot. Talk to us about everyone on it.
Yeah, it's strange because when you hang out with a bunch of amputees, like you just kind of have this kind of unwritten rule that you understand each other, and regardless of how you became amputees, it's just this common thing that you have, that you shared experience, and you just get it. Like everyone kind of gets it. So I think it brings you closer just from the off, like even just having that. But yeah, as a team, you know, like you say, we've all got our different stories, different reasons of, you know, why we got here, but
the feelings behind are all very
similar,
similar, how we adapt and overcome. So,
and Sarah, you say you found sport quite tricky growing up. So can you believe you've fallen into like a football team and you're about to go to possibly a World Cup?
It is insane, yeah. Yeah, I always avoided sports when I was younger. I've worn a prosthetic since I was 1 year old. And it was just, you know, there weren't the...
Cute baby.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. There weren't the advances and the prosthetics that there are nowadays available. So it was just too tricky. And I think sort of as a defence mechanism, I just said, I don't want to do it. I'm not sporty. I'm gonna, you know, leave it to the others. And I sort of avoided it for a long, long time until this team came along, and I just thought, why not?
Sarah, I don't know how you girls do it.
We try to reel them in, and then they get stuck and they can't leave.
We're just all in love with the game.
You reel them in,
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, he's stuck now.
Do you know what's amazing about it, though, is when you watch the sport itself, how incredibly technical it is.
Yeah,
because just, Rebecca, just describe how you play at home, because you're all on your crutches, and there are a lot of rules around what you can use, not use. Tell everyone about that.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, every amputee has to take their prosthesis off. So we have to use crutches, and all goalies are upper limb, and then if their limb is a certain length, they have to have it strapped, so they can't use it as an advantage. And yeah, the physical endurance it takes to actually get up and down on a pitch is crazy. Like,
the shoulders must be in bits at the end of a game. Right there.
Absolutely.
Rebecca, look, you made it to the team because of Eurovision and Sam Ryder. Is that right?
I know.
How did that happen?
I tell you what, this is a bit of a crazy situation. Eurovision has got a lot to answer for.
Welcome to Disability Sport, by the way. This is what happens.
Exactly.
Disability Sport, you'll find so many similar stories to, oh yeah, we joined. How? Well.
Yeah. So basically, Sam Ryder, he wrote a song, I Am a Mountain, for Autobot, and he actually wrote it before he became massive. But he wrote it around our amputee community and all the struggles that people have faced and the challenges that they've overcome. So he was really inspired by that. So when he was asked to go to Eurovision, he brought us all on stage with us because he said, right, OK, I wrote this song for them. They have to be with us on stage.
Amazing.
And
did he see you climb Kilimanjaro then? Was that it? Or
no,
'cause I know you climbed Kilimanjaro,
yeah,
didn't you?
I know. I did that in 2019. That was an awesome experience. I was having a pretty tough time at the time. I was separating with the children's father and going through some like mental challenges and everything. And I did that, and it really kind of got me thinking that our mind within reason is much stronger than our physical form.
Just proves she can
and
do
we
anything.
can.
Yeah. She all the time doubts
all
herself.
of us can. Do you know what I mean? But I grew up in the 80s, so there was not much awareness around. Well, there wasn't any. I didn't know any disabled people, and we want to do it for those little girls, don't we?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what you're doing, actually.
Yeah.
Is I think possibly the most important thing.
Yeah.
Inspiring
Features
young people, let them know it's
Exactly.
possible. We want to get you... You went to the Euros. You want to go to the World Cup in Colombia. So this is your chance. Speak to the nation, Shelby. I'll let you drive in here, OK? There they are. Camera 2 over there, the red light.
Number 2. Oh, I got
Tell
you.
them what you need and how you're going to get it.
So we need all the support we can get, not just financially, but just getting it out there, getting all those little girls, able, disabled. Everybody deserves to play and love football the way we do. Football's been my life growing up, and if it means that I can provide that for someone else, then, you know, these are our jobs. Like, we don't look at going, oh, well, we're going out to do a job to, you know, compete. We're going out to inspire the next generation. And without your support and without, you know, the nation, and we hope to inspire a nation, not just the disabledness, not just the ableness, but, you know, we always say disabled doesn't mean unabled. So if we've got the support behind us, then we've got nothing stopping us from bringing trophies home.
We want to bring it home as well.
You want to bring it home, and on a very practical level, 40 grand gets a company name on your shirt, yeah?
We
for the
think
World
so.
Cup, yeah?
Yeah, we think so.
So if somebody out there wants... I don't know if I'm allowed to do this.
There's
I'm sure there's some guidelines. I can't do this. I don't care.
It isn't just kits. Like you say,
it's everything.
It's not just kits. It is crutches. It's, you know, gloves. It's
Travel,
for women,
yeah.
sports bras. You know, something as simple as that you don't think about. But then when you go, oh, actually, they're expensive.
Yeah. Ladies, you are so inspiring. As I said it earlier, like your disabilities, you've actually used them as your superpower, and you are inspiring so many people today. Thank you so much.
Get over there, because it'd be nice for England to win a
coming
trophy,
on.
wouldn't it?
Will you come back and let us know how you get on?
Yeah,
100%. We will.
Invite me for a good time.
All right.
We'll be there. We'll bring that
I'm
trophy
sensing
with
that.
us.
I'm sensing that. Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank
with
you
it.
for visiting our This
Yeah.
Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. It's cool, right? I mean, scary, but cool.
Very scary.
For some people, though, a trip to the cinema to watch storm chasers track down some of the world's most extreme weather, it's just not enough, you see, Josie. You know, some people just actually need to go and actually do it themselves.
Yes, they do. And two of those people are Brits, Laura Gaynor and Paul Bottom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Fair to say you are not fair weather people, are you? I mean, Laura, you've got into this in the last 12 months, and you actually provide holidays to go and storm chase yourself, don't you, Paul?
That's correct, yeah.
I mean, it is you'd think it's absolutely bonkers, but you love it. I mean, how did you get into it?
I mean, I got into it 20 years ago. It was I was actively interested in weather at school, and I wanted to see a tornado. My wife booked me on a holiday to go and see it. I didn't know you could do that, and then I turned it into a business. So I had to learn how to forecast and chase. But yeah, turned it into a business.
Were your wife and yourself getting on quite well at the time when she booked you a holiday to tornadoes? Go along, one-way ticket.
I think they say absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right.
So when I'm away for sort of 3 months of the year, but she, you know, they worry about me, obviously.
Well, it is it's so dangerous, you know.
It can, yeah.
The weather, these tornadoes, they are extremely dangerous.
They are.
But what made you want to go and chase all these storms? You know, you're not worried about the danger at all, Paul?
It can be a worry, but, you know, I want to actually show people these amazing things that are on planet Earth. And to take someone out there and see their reaction for the first time, that's £1 million to me, because people react differently. People will people will, you know, like the tornado that was just on the beach.
Is this your footage, Paul?
Yeah, this is our footage
wow.
here.
Yeah.
So this was an EF4, and we're literally 300 yards away from it.
Right.
This one we're about a mile away, but so many different reactions. One guy was crying, one guy was saying, "Can we get closer?" So everybody has different reactions.
So for you is the beauty of the storm, really. Yeah, the beauty of it all.
And also pitting our wits against trying to be in the right place at the right time. That's
it's not as easy as people think. Yeah, they think you can just go, oh, there's going to be a tornado there today, we can get there.
Yeah.
There's so much forecasting and planning and stuff behind it to get there and be on a tornado.
We're going to talk about that bit of it in a moment.
Yeah.
But just for everyone at home, get us there. There's a storm brewing. You're hundreds of yards from it. What's it like? What's it feel like? What are the sounds like? Get us there, Laura.
It's hard to describe, though, isn't it? It's just, it's the feeling, it's seeing it, and it's so extreme, so beautiful, but something so beautiful can be so destructive as well. But it's... You can't describe it.
Do you feel...
You can feel, you can smell, like, the dirt in the air, the smell, like that was one of my favourite memories. Yeah, the video they've got going now was it's like core memories. Just you can't even really describe it. It's just it's something you're passionate about that you just love. Yeah.
So it's the energy of it, the energy of the storm.
It's the build-up, because during the day, you know, storms can start from 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a bright blue sky, and you're watching a cumulus cloud bubble up, and then you start tracking it until probably 9 o'clock at night.
But then sometimes Mother Nature beats us.
Yeah,
so you've got all of the conditions that are perfect, and then you get a few clouds go up, and then they just get dampened down, blue skies, night time. Mother Nature won, storm chasers nil.
What's a trip like? Why do people join you? What do they actually do?
On my trips, we have a varying audience. So we have bucket list people who want to see volcanoes, tornadoes, sharks. We'll get people that are having a 40th or a 50th birthday, active photographers who really want to kind of get landscape, you know, there's some pictures like that one there.
Yeah.
To actually set that up takes quite a lot of doing.
Yeah.
To actually get the free cars in position, the right light, and I've been trying to get that picture for about 10 years. And then in Texas in June, it happened. I said, quick, let's get the cars. And we actually got me and the whole of my team with the picture there.
Well, what makes the perfect storm? Because there's all different sorts of storms,
There's different types, yeah. There's 3 different types of supercell. There's an LP, low precipitation. There's a classic, and there's a HP, high precipitation. High precipitation ones are the hardest to chase because they're full of hail, wind, and you've got to get in and dirty to actually see what's going on.
Yeah.
The classic tend to be the ones that drop multiple tornadoes, and the low precipitation ones are the very pretty kind of barber pole ones with the beautiful shapes and,
Laura, have you ever had any close encounters? Have you ever, you know, because as we said, it's quite dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, I did. So last year, it was a bucket list thing for me. So we went on a tour. I loved it so much that I went back out again. So I didn't see anything on the first 10 days, but then the second trip I went out and saw 5 in one day. Wow. So it was like, that was my first sight seeing a tornado. So like
Scary?
literally in a field. No, loved it.
No, not scary
I was like, can we get closer?
I mean, it looks terrifying, Laura, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks...
No, I love it.
You are in danger there, right? It could...
It can be, yeah. But it's, I think I've picked up enough. It's about getting that knowledge. And I've chased with veterans, learned from veterans, done loads of geeking up online. There's lots of data out there for you to just swat up and learn to get that safety. And it's always making sure...
I'm classed as a veteran.
Yeah.
It's the grey hair.
Isn't it incredible what Mother Earth can do? We are very, very, very lucky. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
No worries.
You need to come out with me next year.
All right, I'll think about that. I might come out. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Who knew Holly Willoughby, our very own Mystic Meg there, predicted 5?
She knows her sport, because what you say, stuff on this sofa, it happens. So if you say Tom Daly's going to make 6 Olympics, he'll go to LA and he'll bag another one. That's what's going to happen. I'm delighted to say Olympic legend, all-round great fella, Tom Daly, joins us now live from Paris, from the Eurosport sofa, now part of the punditry team there. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, not going to lie, since the competition, but it's been amazing, actually. And I've gone into my 5th Games, compete in front of my family and friends. It was really special.
Tom, you look tired.
I feel tired. Yeah, you look tired. Oh, thank you very much.
No, I mean, you look great. But have you been celebrating that silver medal?
Sadly not, because, you know, I've been with my family, which has been the nice thing. So I've been up early with the kids this morning.
Phoenix keeping him awake, you see. There you go.
Tom,
yeah.
The lovely thing about you is we've watched you over the years. I mean, we've just shown a clip of you there, and you must have been about 13, 14. And we've gone through it with you. Is it strange, watching your life back and everybody knows your ups and downs?
It does feel very weird to have, my whole life documented in that way. But at the same time, I kind of feel lucky to be able to have that moment for my kids to be able to one day look back and see all of the things that I did and all of the things that they've kind of helped me and inspired me to do. If it wasn't for Robbie, I wouldn't have come back for these Olympic Games. And, I'm very glad that I did, coming away with another medal. But it's also really special whenever I bump into people in the streets or whatever, and people are asking questions about, my diving. I swear people know more about my life sometimes than I do myself and where I'm going to be. But it is, it's been great to come back and be part of Team GB again. And,
you as you said, you were 13 or 14 and you were one of the youngest Olympians of all time. And that is a lot for a 13 or 14-year-old to have on their shoulders. Did you feel that incredible amount of pressure at the time?
I think when I was younger, I didn't really know what I was doing. I felt like, most 14-year-olds, I probably thought I knew everything about what the Olympics was going to be. But when you go into your first Olympic Games, you have no idea of the scale of it. And I just remember the first time I walked to the end of the platform, looked over the edge and saw the Olympic rings on the bottom of the pool. It really kind of just made me think like, oh my goodness, this is the moment that I've been dreaming of, the moment that I've wanted to, I've dreamed of my whole life to be able to participate in an Olympic Games and to be able to do that 5 times, and one of them being a home games in London, it's pretty special.
Because athletes, you only think in 4-year cycles, really, don't you, Tom? At 14, 15, you weren't thinking, Paris 2024. You just don't think that way, do you?
No, exactly. You think one cycle at a time. And I think that's something that's really good for athletes to think in 4-year cycles, but it's also really difficult when you finish a 4-year cycle to think, I have to start that 4-year cycle all over again and get ready for the next one. And as an athlete gets older and older, you have that feeling of, will I get to do another Olympic Games? Because nothing's ever guaranteed. In 2008, that could have been my first and last Olympics. So when you get to an Olympic Games, you have to really try and cherish it. And that's something that I've really learned in the last couple of Olympics, was to really enjoy the moment, really soak it in and take every single part of that experience and try and be as present as possible.
You're there because Robbie, your son, said, Dad, I'd love to see you compete. And what a lovely thing to be able to give your family that memory. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have gone to Paris, no?
No, exactly. It was about 15 months ago that we were in the Olympic and Paralympic Museum in Colorado Springs. And at the end of it, there was this inspirational video about what it means to be an Olympian. And at the end of it, I was crying. My husband, Lance, turns to me and is like, oh, no, like, I know what this means. And Robbie was like, what's the matter, Papa? And I was like, I miss diving and I miss the sport. And, after taking 2 years away from it, he said to me, well, Papa, I want to see you dive at the Olympics. And, that was it. That got me back in the pool to have a little try. And I didn't know if I was going to make the synchro team. I didn't know if we were going to be able to qualify a spot for Team GB. But, getting back into it and falling back in love with the sport again was really, really, I've really enjoyed it and I've really loved this year.
Tom, because you are a family man now and you've got your amazing husband, Lance, which you've credited him. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? But how did you both fit it all in? I mean, you're an Olympian. The amount of training that you put towards your sport is unimaginable, especially with 2 kids. How did you do it all?
Oh, it is so incredibly tough. And I think any parents that are both working will be able to, confirm this. It is really hard to be able to have 2 working parents and be able to have, lots of time for your kids. And my husband has been so incredibly supportive because, originally, I thought I was done after Tokyo. And then 2 years later, I'm like, I want to go back. And he has been incredible with really putting his career to the side for me to be able to have the time to train, have the time to compete and do all the training camps. And, I think it's definitely going to be my turn for a little bit now. Yeah. But it's been, I owe it to him. And I think that's with athletes. you don't realize how many people behind you are supporting you and are there for you to be able to achieve your dreams. So they are really the unsung heroes behind Olympians, is the family members that are there to support you and, you know, give you everything that you need to be able to perform at your best.
That's the thing. The individual wins the medal, but the family and the community make the medal. And this is the other point about watching you grow and all these wonderful things that have happened in your life, but also your relationship with your dad. And your dad, God rest his soul, was able to spend so much time with you before that first Olympics. And when he passed, we went through that with you.
Yeah.
He played such an important part in your life, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was my biggest cheerleader, biggest supporter. I always knew exactly where he was sitting in the crowd with his massive flag that he would wave. And yeah, you know, I feel like everything happens for a reason in a weird way, but you know, my dad did get to see me compete at my first Olympics in 2008, and that was an outside chance that I would ever qualify. He also got to see me win my first world title in 2009 when I was 15, and I do wonder, would I have ever won that, you know, if he would still be around? And it's, yeah, I do hope that he would be incredibly proud of the things that I've achieved since then. And, you know, I remember I went to like a sports aid ball when I was about 10 years old. And I said on that stage that I would go to 5 Olympic Games and win an Olympic gold medal for Team GB. And, you know, he was in the audience then. And I feel like, you know, he's been helping me and guiding me along that way as well.
That's
lovely. Oh, lovely. You know, your dad supported you and then you get to look over on that diving board and your 2 kids and your husband are there. It's this, and I think that's what we love to watch, isn't it? You know, you're a family guy and you've made it and you've brought it home again. And you've also got a book out soon, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've got, you know, I did a kids book. It came out a few months ago and it was, you know, that was really fun to watch. That was actually Robbie's probably favourite thing that I've done so far because bedtime stories became very exciting and interesting. It's called Jack Splash. It's about a diver and his friends and overcoming adversity, working together as a team and spreading kindness and love. And I think that's a really important message for kids nowadays. And it was really fun to, you know, be a part of that.
You're on the TV sofa, and I can't wait to work with you now. You're hopefully going to be around for the closing ceremony. I bet you want to party there as well. It's going to be a busy old weekend for you. How are you enjoying life on telly?
Yeah, it's been really fun actually because, you know, when I was getting ready to compete, I was so focused on the competition. But now being able to be here for the Bonsoir Paris show every night and also being able to catch all the action, you know, whether it's the swimming, the gymnastics, the diving, whatever you want, you can catch it all on Discovery Plus. And it makes it so easy to be able to stay up to date with all the Olympic action because, you know, there's a lot going on every single day.
What's that, Tom? There's 3,800 hours of Olympic coverage on Eurosport and Discovery Plus. Is that what you said there?
Yeah.
Actually, fun thing, right? Fun thing, right? They have it on the app as well. So, because we're here next week as well, you could watch us on This Morning and have the app and watch the Olympics on there. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can stay with us for the duration. Tom, I think you look amazing.
You could double screen it.
You could double screen it. You look amazing. Yourself and Noah, congratulations, by the way, on the silver medal.
Thank you.
I think you have another medal in you. Sorry, I'm just saying LA for the next Olympics. Are we saying
I mean, we'll
a definite no? We're saying we'll see.
I'll be 34 then. I don't know if I'll be able to get out of bed and still carry on diving, but you never know. I thought I was done after the last one, and then here I am. So, you know, but Robbie's already cashed in his token, but maybe Phoenix will want to cash in the token.
So we're not saying retirement here. We're not. I can smell an exclusive Tom Daley when I see one. We're not saying retirement. We're saying live on British TV today, Tom Daley may compete in LA. Correct?
Who knows? Who knows? You know, we'll see. I mean, I'm enjoying it right now, having a little bit of time to be able to not be in the pool every day. But, you know, we'll see. No big decisions yet.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Send our love to Lance, Tom. And I love the jumper that you knitted, your GB jumper.
Thank you.
It was lovely.
Thank you.
See you next week, buddy.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah, thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
The search for Jack O'Sullivan continues. His mum, Catherine, is joining us now alongside criminologist David Wilson. Thank you so much, Catherine, and sorry that we're meeting under these circumstances. Take us back to that night, and I know it's hard, to watch that VT2, but take us back to that night when Jack went missing.
Well, Jack went out to a birthday party. He was in 2 minds whether he was actually going to go. It was with relatively new friends, so I encouraged him and said, you know, go on, you know, meet some new people. And, you know, nothing strange to think about. It was quite late that he went out, met some people in a pub for a drink beforehand, and then went on to this birthday party. He was in communication with me throughout some of the evening, just because I wasn't sure if he was going to stay out late or if he needed to be picked up.
Like any 22-year-old.
Yeah.
That's kind of classic behaviour.
Yeah, but Jack is very good at communicating. So, you know, we made our final arrangements when he said everything was fine, and he did intend to stay out a bit later than he'd planned, and he was going to get a taxi. So just told me to go to bed, basically, and don't wait up for him.
So then, when did you first realise he was missing, and then when did you get in touch with the police?
So it was at 5:25. I just woke with a bit of a start and just had a sense that something was wrong.
Mother's instinct.
Yeah, so I went straight into his room, and his light was on because I'd left it on, bed unslept in, and I just immediately had a bad feeling. So I started texting, WhatsApping, calling him, and I looked at my phone and it placed him at an address which was fairly close to where I know he'd been, but obviously there was no response. He wasn't picking up and not replying to my messages. So I woke my husband and said, I really think there's a problem and I want to go where my phone tells me Jack is. And that's what we did. So within 20 minutes, we were there.
I mean, it's such a unique situation because, does your mind go straight to there's a problem, or does your mind go, he's probably stayed out a little bit longer, he's bumped into somebody else? Yeah. You know, it seems sort of relatively normal, but you had that hunch, didn't you?
Yes, because Jack had never done that before. You know, if he'd gone out, he would always get home. And if he couldn't get home, he'd have no issue with texting or calling us to say he was stuck.
So at what point do you contact the police?
Well, we initially contacted the police about 7 o'clock in the morning after we'd been out for an hour looking around. And we were told that was not really how to go about a missing person and to phone back in about 12 hours. But we got to 11 o'clock and I was frantic. I really was. So we went through a procedure of, you know, a missing persons report on the phone. And then by the mid-afternoon, a policeman had come to the house to take a statement from us.
So tell us about the events then, as best you can, because they did start looking for him, and then obviously you start to look into the CCTV, right?
Well, initially, we didn't know what information was out there. We had a phone call later on that night from the police telling us that they had CCTV, which they believed to be Jack. Wasn't confirmed, but they felt very strongly that it was Jack. Said he was in close proximity to the river, and they had drawn an assumption that he must have fallen in. And they said, based on statistics, they were telling us that, that 85% of young men on a night out who've been drinking, you know, been clubbing, partying or whatever, and they're in that sort of area, would end up in water. And so they told us they had some image which they believed was Jack. So that's what we sort of had to face, and we were distraught as a family, absolutely distraught. We didn't go to bed, we just sat in disbelief. But it was only the next day when somebody came to the house with a set of keys that had been found. And he was another policeman in charge of the search on the ground and said, oh, no, you can't take that piece of footage. We don't even know if it's a person. And we're more inclined to think it's the railings.
They must be, I mean, racked with, like, uncertainty and
confusion.
worry when you get
Yeah, at that point, we just didn't know what to think and what to do. So, you know, we move on. A few days pass and more CCTV is now being obtained and gathered. And it is now starting to plot Jack's route, you know, the journey that they can see him making. They show us because just to confirm that we are happy that this is Jack now. But for a long time, it only placed him at a certain point. And then
many, many, many weeks later, because I really requested to see the CCTV myself.
Of course, of course.
And it was a battle, but the police did release it to us. And on that CCTV, I actually found Jack on a different part, walking, sort of heading back into town.
So you found a different sighting to than the police had found?
Yes.
Just as a statement from the police, we kept an open mind throughout this investigation. Our inquiries have been led by the evidence. Each scenario relating to what may have happened to Jack has been carefully considered. We remain in weekly contact with the family to update the progress of our investigation. That's from Avon and Somerset Police. Where are we now?
Well, we're 151 days since Jack's been home. And we are doing everything in our power to continue looking for him, trying to seek information. We don't have a lot of contact with the police anymore. We have a weekly email correspondence with them. We believe it's still an ongoing investigation. And we are being supported by, we have a private investigator. We have a gentleman called Charlie Hedges, who's a missing persons expert, who's been incredibly kind and supportive in helping us sort of go forward. And we have, you know, from social media, which is not my thing, not my world at all, but we've had so much support. Somebody set up a page and it's escalating. And we are getting offers of help and continued support.
And you're hoping this will jog someone's memory?
Yes. I mean, you know, for me, I can see Jack on that last piece of footage. I can see him walking in a straight line with purpose. And then he's not there anymore. And I can also see so many vehicles driving past. And for me, I can't understand how somebody hasn't seen something.
That there's no other information. David, I want to come to you quickly, because is this something... This, to me, sounds like, I mean, it's like you're living every parent's worst nightmare. You really, really are, Catherine. And for me, it sounds something so kind of otherworldly. Is this people missing and then there are no sighting of that person? How common is this? It's so hard to wrap your head around because you're dealing with so much already as a family, but the confusion and so many unanswered questions.
Sure. And firstly, as Catherine and her husband Alan knows, I hold them in the highest esteem because of everything that they're doing and continuing to fight to find out what's happened to Jack. You're an amazing woman.
You really are.
According to government statistics, according to a charity called Missing People, someone is reported missing in the United Kingdom every 90 seconds. Now, that's almost like 170,000 people reported missing every single year. Thank heavens. 85% of those people are found within 48 hours. And what's interesting is that when they are interviewed as to why did you go missing? Did you do this deliberately, or was this, you came to some harm? What people will share is that often a relationship had broken down, they were worried about money, they had mental health issues. And so they were temporarily missing. They deliberately went missing. And again, if children go missing, so often they go missing as part of a custody dispute. So this is an incredibly common phenomenon, and very few people will experience what Catherine and Alan are experiencing, which is that their child is still missing after 48 hours.
And why do some cases get more attention than others? I mean, it just seems so strange.
And again, it's something I've discussed earlier with Catherine, is that this is when that criminological concept of the ideal victim becomes helpful to think about. An ideal victim, somebody who is seen as having legitimate victim status. So that tends to be in gender terms, women as opposed to men. It tends to be younger people as opposed to older people, or it tends to be the very older, elderly person as opposed to a younger person. It tends to be white people as opposed to black people. So the news, because the news is literally the plural of new, will pick up on those cases which have ideal victim status. And of course, you quite rightly mentioned Jay Slater. Some cases get, you know, lots of publicity, other cases don't. And one of the things I've shared earlier with Catherine is that it seemed to me that Jay Slater became part of the mainstream media agenda because his friends were very good at using TikTok, Instagram, social media. And that in itself, because so many people started following that case, that creates an agenda for the mainstream media to latch on to.
Well, this is an appeal today, isn't it? This is an appeal there, you know, like you say, there are cars that went past. You've seen in that CCTV any sighting. This is putting the spotlight back on Jack today because that needs to continue until you get the answers that you need.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's unimaginable, really, to be in this position. You see these stories or you hear about them. It's like something from a film. It's like your worst nightmare. And that's the only thing we can do is keep asking the question, really. Because I really strongly feel someone must know something.
Even if they've just seen something that they can't, you know...
And they may not even sort of
realise.
Think it's valid, but it could connect dots that need connecting, you know, so any
what
information.
should they do? If people are jogged by this and the members are jogged by this, what would you say they should get in touch with the police?
Yes, I mean, there is the police number, there's a crime number that's associated with it. We also have a website that has been very kindly set up for information. We have a reward in place for anybody that would provide the information that would directly lead us to finding Jack. And yeah, so there is an email address attached to that.
Okay.
And there is also an organisation for anybody that's been similarly worried called missingpeople.org, where there's lots of helplines that they can contact through that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine.
And well done.
Appreciate it. Thank you, David.
Thanks for your time.
The statement from Avon and Somerset Police, the complaint from Jack O'Sullivan's family is being looked at by our professional standards department. Detectives have carried out an extensive investigation since he went missing. We fully appreciate the distress and anguish this is having on Jack's family, and our thoughts are very much with them.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.